Hello, I'm Kip Hakes and welcome to today's video. Now we will be looking at an extension lead in this video. Now don't turn off, it is actually quite a cool and interesting extension lead. And it is this, and this is the iBlockCube T09 extension lead. And you know, on the surface, it looks like quite a nice little extension lead. It's got 3 plugs here for your standard plug-in. And it's also got 6 USB sockets here, and they are rated up to 3.1 amps, which is really good. That'll charge things very quickly, so that's pretty cool. It's got anti-static power sockets as well. Excellent. So let's have a little look at the box and have a look at some of the specs. So there we go, it's mentioned it's got 6 USBs, it's got 3 sockets, it's 750 degrees high flame retardant, it's got a power switch, which I'm interested to have a little look at. It's got overload protection and it's got child safety protection door, which I assume is the things on the plug sockets that stop little children ramming things into them. So yeah, this shows you that it comes in black, black and grey and white and grey. This is the black and grey one. And we've got the UK model and it's got 5 meters of cable. So again, it's saying it's got 3 power outlets, 6 USB outlets, and the max output from those 3 power plugs is 3000 watts at 13 amps. So that should power pretty much anything really. But obviously that 3000 watts is shared across all of them. So don't plug in 3 massive heaters and expect it to not pop a fuse. And yeah, that's about it. So I guess what we should do now is crack this open and have a little look and see. So I guess all we should do now is crack this open and have a little look at those USB sockets and see how much voltage they're actually kicking out. And also I'm quite interested in this power switch. Does that just turn off the power of these guys, or does it turn off the power of everything, or does it just turn off the power to the USB? Who knows? We'll find out very soon. So let's get in the box. So just to be absolutely clear and transparent, iBlockCube have sponsored this video and have sent this to me as a gift. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know. I like that, that's not bad. I am considering having this on my desk with me because obviously when I film things and make videos, I sometimes need to plug in USB stuff or power things, and it would be handy to have this on the desk so I can plug in stuff as I go and not have to reach behind to plug stuff in. So there's the front and there's the back. That is a good clicking on there, I like that. Ugh. So yeah, here's the cable. The cable is actually very, very thick. It's a very good quality cable and should be sufficient to power everything plugged into this. Well, I guess we better plug this in and see how it looks. There we go, it is plugged in. Do we have any power LEDs? No, okay. Oh look, didn't notice that, that glows. Oh, okay, right, so that's it on, I assume, yes. So if you don't want the USB devices on and powered up all the time, you can just turn it off and now lose power. Ooh, there we go, right. Okay, so here I've got a very handy USB tester and it basically tells me the voltage and the amperage coming out of a socket. So it's very handy to test something like this to make sure the claims that they're making is true. So let's get a lightning cable, plug it in and plug one end into my phone and then plug one end into here. I was worried for a second that it wasn't working, but obviously we didn't switch it on. Let's move that up so you can see it. So at the moment we're pulling 5.15-ish volts at just under 1 amp. So that is how much power the phone is asking for. What if we get something that requires a bit more power? I've got just the thing. So here we have the Divoom pixel art screen that I showed you in an earlier video. I'll put the link up in the corner there. Yeah, so that is the Divoom thing, and it does require at least 5 volts at 2 amps. So we should see this sucking more juice, so to speak. So there we go, the ampage is now going up and it's working. So that's good, and it's not actually asking for as many amps as it suggests. So that's good, but it is supplying what this requires, and this does have quite a high pull. Well, it's meant to at least. It's currently only got a 1.2 amp pull, but that's absolutely fine. This is supplying all the voltage it needs. So let's see if we can strain it a little bit and plug my phone back in, because some devices will just drop down the amperage if it's split too much. So will this reboot if I plug my phone in? No, my phone is charging, and that's absolutely fine. It's running beautifully, that's really good. Yep, and it's still whacking out the 5 volts at 1.2 amps. That's really good. What if we give it even more load? Will stuff still charge? Will stuff work? Let's get a bit more stuff to plug in. Okay, so I've just been on a little adventure, and I've got Vicky's phone. I've got James's Switch. I've got our Nokia T20 tablet, and I've got the Honor 70 as well. So we should be able to fill up all 6 charging sockets. Plug in the Honor. Yeah, it buzzed. Okay, it's taking a charge. There's going to be a lot of wires in this video, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to keep it as tidy as possible. Okay, so let's plug in Vicky's iPhone. I think the actual test will be if this reboots at all, because that'll mean it's lost the ampage that it needs to work. All right, that's Vicky's phone plugged in. And all charging. Right, so now we've got the Nokia T20 tablet. There you go, that knows it's charging. So the tablet's charging, and I guess the final test is the Switch, which does have quite the current draw. So will this charge? I've actually got to do a repair video on this Switch, so stay tuned for that. Yep, there we go, it's charging. Wow. So we've got 6 devices all plugged in, and this one which is likes to suck the power, and also the Switch as well, which is also quite power hungry. So yeah, it's all working just quite well. I need to see if I can still read the output from this. Okay, so the voltage has dropped down a little bit to about 4.5 volts, but that's okay. Everything is still being powered, and we're still taking over 1 amp of power for this, and it's still working. So when this doesn't have enough power to it, it will just boot loop over and over again. It's quite power hungry, but it's still working nicely under pressure. I'm really impressed. And also, we want to just turn everything off safely. We've got a switch to do so. Right, let me just tidy the desk up a little bit, and we'll try something else. Now, the next thing I just wanted to try and check out was this power switch. Now, we know it kills the power to these USB sockets, but what about these sockets here? So I've got the Nintendo Switch plugged in and charging up, and in theory, I know that if I turn the power switch off, this will go off, but will it stop the power to these? Let's have a look. It has, yes. Okay, so this one switch isolates the whole thing, which is pretty cool. I mean, especially if I'm going to keep it up here on my desk, it would be good to sort of just be able to go, right, everything is off. I suppose it would be nice to have individual power switches on each plug socket, but that would make the device bigger, and it's actually quite small and sleek as it is. So I can understand why they don't have individual switches. But I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by this, because it charges 6 things, or potentially 9 things, with no sweat. And even this power hungry Divoom screen is happy with it, which honestly has been a bit hard for me, because this is a bit fussy with the power supplies, but this is taking the load in several senses very nicely. So it is a very good bit of kit. And for £23, it's a good price as well. It's a good quality product, and it does what it says essentially. Yeah, I'm really happy. So this is definitely going to live on my desk and power all the USB bits and bobs that I need powering. Well, if you want to buy yourself one of these, then go and click on the link in the description. That will take you to the iBlockCube website, and it will give you the best price possible at that time, and you could pick up yourself one of these too. I'm sorry this is a slightly short video, but really there's not much to say. It does exactly what it's meant to. It's got 3 plug sockets and it's got 6 USB power outlets, and it all works as intended, so I'm very, very happy. It's got a great thick solid cable that plugs into the mains. It's reassuringly well built as well. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart if it has a few little knocks around. But I'm going to look after this nicely on my desk, and it can power all the things. So yeah, I think that's a good way to finish this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, but for now, it's game over.